socially distanced, and there's Lisa Perry. Good morning. My name is Lisa Perry. Good morning. Can you hear me now? Okay, very good. Thank you all for being here. My name is Lisa Perry. I'm president of the board of directors for the Ormond Memorial Art Museum and Gardens. It's my pleasure to welcome you all today, and if you please join me, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's groundbreaking ceremony is the culmination of more than 5 years of vision, planning, and execution, and marks a beautiful milestone for the museum in the city of Ormond Beach. There's so many people that brought us to this day. I'm so grateful for our strategic planning committee who came up with the great idea, our past and present board members who unilaterally supported this project, and our capital campaign committee who've now made it a reality. At this time, I'd like to recognize the officers and executive committee of the board of the museum: Sherry Daly, Jessica Schnapsberg, Kathy Crotty, Nancy Lohman, and Diana Simmons. I'd also like to recognize our capital campaign committee: Nancy Lohman, Ann Burt, and Sherry Daly. And I would be remiss if we didn't also recognize our museum director, Susan Richmond. Susan and the museum staff work tirelessly to bring our programs to the community, and Susan is truly the biggest champion that we have for the museum, so thank you. We wouldn't be here today without the support of the community and the incredible partnership that we have with the city of Ormond Beach. The city staff and the commissioners saw our vision, embraced our vision, and they've been true partners with us throughout this entire process. We are so pleased to have them here with us to celebrate today. Would please welcome Commissioners Dwight Selby, Brock Littleton, Deputy Mayor Susan Persis, and Mayor Bill Hardington. We'd also like to welcome State Representative Tom Lee, Volusia County Property Appraiser Larry Bartlett, Chairman of the Daytona Beach Racing, Recreation, and Facilities District, Carl Persis, and Jeff Mortar with Belmar Construction, who will be building this beautiful facility. The renovation and expansion of the museum will provide yet another amazing enhancement to the landscape of Ormond Beachside, and the building and the surrounding gardens are just going to be a treasure for the community for generations to come. So I thank you all for being here to celebrate with us today, your continued support of the museum and all that we do, and now please welcome Susan Richmond.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate with us today. This is such an exciting program, and I'd like to especially thank Lisa Perry for starting us off with the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. I know personally, I don't get to say it enough. I recite it daily. It reminds me I'm part of something bigger that brings unity. So I'm so glad for that reason that you said the pledge. And then the second reason that it is so appropriate is that it ties us to why we're here in this magical place. It was just after World War II in 1946. The museum and the gardens were started as a tribute to artistic freedom and those who defend it. The citizens, we had about 1,700 citizens in Ormond Beach. They raised almost $10,000 to buy building supplies and hire a general contractor. Many people that you probably know in the community who served as veterans in World War II were home in 1946. They volunteered and helped build the gallery space and clear the land for the gardens, which would have been just a monstrous undertaking. So I'm so glad that you started us off with a pledge to tie us into the people in our community in 1946 who felt so strongly we needed to have a magical place that celebrated creativity and nature, and that we needed to have it for generations to come, because now it's our turn. And she's done beautifully for 77 years. But now she needs a little work, a little restoration, and that's what this project is all about. Now I just want to be sure we all understand those historic buildings that are so special to us, the casements, window building in Granada, the main gallery space from 1946. Those are remaining intact. From the outside, they'll look the same. And inside, it's a totally different story. They're going to be climate control, humidity control, have Wi-Fi, and redesigned to be more efficient to lead us into the next several decades. This part of the building needs changes planned for. And I want to be sure to mention something that's really fascinating. For those of you joining us online today, just to orient you, we're on the south end of the museum along the Halifax entrance, and you may see a large tarp in front of me. This is a beautiful fountain with a sculpture of two beautiful peacocks. It's a bronze piece that's resided there since the 1950s. And, well, they're peacocks at a certain age, so they've gone out for a little bit of work. They have gone to the foundry, and they're going to come back with a brand new patina at the end of this construction project. When the courtyard is all redone, the peacocks will come back, they'll return. And as I was asked today, no turtles were harmed in the eating of the peacocks. The fountain was drained. We've rehomed the turtles throughout the gardens. And the whole project is really aimed at protecting the gardens, protecting the wildlife, and moving forward for the future. Since the very beginning, this is the most interesting public-private partnership. It has been a hand-in-hand partnership with the City of Ormond Beach on a handshake since 1946. So, on behalf of the City Commission and City staff and our partners, I'd like to introduce Mayor Bill Covington to share his thoughts.
Good morning. Welcome. It's great to see all of you out here this morning. It was wonderful to have the entire commission out as a partner in this project. I certainly want to thank our veterans. When you look at the plaque in the museum and you read the names of the veterans, it reads like a who's who of the citizens of Ormond Beach. Without their dedication to our city, not only fighting to protect the freedoms and liberties that allow these kind of things to occur, but actually swinging hammers and wielding shovels to make this museum a reality so many years ago. It gives you goosebumps to think about the commitment and the dedication that they provided to create this beautiful museum and gardens in the very heart and core of our city. You can stand in the middle of those gardens and feel like you're 100 miles away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And whether you're very poor or very rich, you can access both the museum and the gardens and enjoy them. And that's why they're such an incredible part of our community. A few moments ago, you may have heard the palette call, and that sparked in my mind an analogy to, when an artist paints a picture, they use a palette with a lot of different colors on it. And when a community builds such an amazing amenity like this, they use a palette with lots of different people involved. Each color brings something special to a picture. Each person on that palette brings something special to a project like this. And so whether it's Susan Richmond and her amazing leadership, whether it's Mark Schwartz from the city working so hard to be an assist, whether it's the commission who appreciates the hard work of our residents in making this a reality and is so proud to be a partner in a project like this, or whether it's our amazing residents like the Lomans who were committed to this project, who stated they would not let this fail. And even a pandemic couldn't stop it. They plowed on through it. So many great families in Ormond Beach, whether it's the Browns, everybody involved was committed and understands the importance and the value of this to our city. So I'm really proud to be here today to recognize each of you, to thank you for what you've done in creating this, and just know that generations and generations to come are going to enjoy this, learn from this, have peace as a result of this, and we're very excited and just grateful to be a part of that. So thank you all very much again for coming.
Thank you very much, Mayor Partington. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce these next two women. When we started this project over 4 years ago, I shared with Susan Richmond that strategically it would be so important to have a particular woman right by our side and champion this project. Ann Burt is our honorary chair. Without Ann's leadership, we would not be here today. We approached Ann and said, as the past executive director for 13 years for the Ormond Memorial Art Museum and Gardens, she really took the museum and the gardens to the next level, introducing educational programming, introducing this edition that served its purpose well for the last 25 years. Her leadership has really created the love in this community for the gardens and the museum. She and Locke have given generously to this project, but it is her influence, her sphere of influence, that has made a huge difference in this project. So please give a warm welcome to the microphone for Ann Burt.
I always said I had the best job in Volusia County. I was surrounded by fabulous art, worked in the middle of a botanical garden. And if things got hectic, I could sit out in the garden and meditate a little before I went in. Locke used to tell me my heart was here because when we were at parties, downwind of me, people's wallets constricted. And I said, when I was raising money, it's not for me, it's for the community. Generations of people have enjoyed this. We have people that have been married here, had baptisms here, had memorial services here. This will be a cornerstone so that when you come over the Granada Bridge, people are going to go, wow, what is that? It will be a destination. This is not one person, this is all of us united to create a wonderful gift to the community for eternity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. Again, when we started this project, we had to strategically think, how can we be successful? And of course, I knew that I had this small weapon in my back pocket, one of my best friends named Sharon Gailey. I said, Sharon, will you please be our vice chair and help us? And of course, along with Sherry, just like Ann and Locke are a team, along with Sherry came Roy Gailey and Carter Electric.
Yay.
So we have had the generous support of Roy and Sherry financially. We have had the amazing work that Sherry Gailey has done to raise nearly $3.5 million. And then we had both Sherry and Roy's expertise with suggestions and expertise with regards to the building plans, and the lighting. So please give a warm welcome to my friend, Sherry Gailey.
Hi, good morning. Well, everyone who knows me, especially my best friends, know I'm very emotional when I talk about things. And I have to say, this is a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful day for our community. I was so honored when I was first asked to be on the board. I just thought that was the best thing that ever happened to my life. And then when we started on this project, I was excited, and so was everybody else. And that excitement we shared with our community, and they have been so excited. I can't tell you how many people that I've met that actually said, you know, I've never been there. I've never been in the museum. I've never been in the gardens. I didn't even know it was there. And I feel like through this project, we have not only done such a great service of bringing something special to our community, but we've also done a great service by teaching what our community has in store and in holds for everyone to come and share. During these times that everybody feels so separated, I think that this place is something that Ormond Beach can be very proud of. And Ormond Beach beachside now has and will have a beautiful focal point for everyone to come and see. As a young child, I literally grew up in a museum every weekend. I think my parents wanted me to get as much education or get out of their hair. I'm not sure which one. So I spent every weekend in a museum, and that's when I learned the value of art to humans. It started with painting. That's how we communicated, then drawing, and then the love and the art that we've shared all through our history. We have that here, and I'm so excited and so honored to share that with everyone. And I think Ormond Beach, this is definitely going to be the best thing that's ever possible. Thank you so much.
Now, we all know Nancy Ormond. I don't have to introduce her to you, but I'd like to introduce you to her in the context of this project. I looked it up. In 2014, I knew that the Halifax Humane Society, another great organization in this community, was undergoing a capital campaign. And I didn't know much about capital campaigns. I didn't really know Nancy. We had a passing acquaintance. And I called and said, hi, can I buy you lunch and pick your brain about how the capital campaign process works? Well, first of all, if you try to buy Nancy lunch, you would have to be a professional wrestler to get the bill. And that was just the start of her generosity. She shared what they were doing, how it was working, things she thought could be done differently. And I talked to her about the museum. And with her connection to the military, her education in floriculture, her love of all things creative, I think she was kind of captured. And she said, I'd like to get involved. Not involved in the capital campaign. I'm doing the one and only I'm ever going to do with the Halifax Humane Society. But she got involved on our board of directors and has done everything from being an active board member to serve as treasurer and work on budgets and an investment policy, vice president, served as president. And I can tell you that Nancy, we all know, is passionate and inspirational, but she's smart and organized. And there's just no one, this is absolutely a team effort, but every team needs a great leader, and you have been the perfect person at the perfect time. She does have a bit of a secret weapon, who would be Lowell. We have taken Lowell's advice and guidance, and he has been more than generous with that, been generous with his finances, but also, I think we all know that our most valuable asset is our time, and he has donated his time that he could be spending with Nancy. I'm sure there have been times when he said, is it the museum again? Is that Susan texting you again? And if I could just step back from this project and the museum for a minute and just speak to you as neighbors, we also know that Nancy and Lowell have been so generous and been doing this all around our community, making this a better place to live. But we have just been so generous, we're so grateful, and they've been so generous from the very beginning when I said, well, can you tell me about a capital campaign, to today when we're breaking ground. So here's Nancy Ormond.
Thank you. What a lovely introduction, Susan. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everyone. So yes, we're very, very excited that today has come to fruition, and so excited that our partners, Bomar Construction, and our owners, Rep. Scott McCarthy, will take us to fruition from today forward. Let me just reiterate the thanks that our President, Lisa Perry, shared about the leadership of our city. One of the things that we have said to every single person we have approached about donations is that our city leadership has made the commitment and the affirmation of how special this space is by giving us a 50-year lease. And for all of you, Mayor Partington and all the commissioners, you have no idea how much our city is appreciating your leadership for making this happen. It's huge to our community. And I know it will live on beyond 50 years, but please know how important this has been that you made that declaration. We started our capital campaign, and Sherry, myself, and Susan, in October of 2019. October of 2019, we started fundraising. Now, there was just a few months later that we ended up, being isolated in our homes and trying to stay safe until we could stand here today. So what an amazing effort it has been to be here at nearly $3.5 million raised. And I want to just share with you who those donors are, but let me just share also this thought, and I've said it and I mean this with all my heart. It does not matter how much people give, it's that people give. Because if you give, whether it's $5, $500, or $500,000, you're sharing with the community that you believe in the project. And that's what we needed and that's what we have. All of you believe in the project. So I'm so grateful to all of you. I had a girlfriend joke and she said, well, Nancy, why don't you just have Lowell write the check and then let's all have a party? And I said, thank you, but no, we cannot do that because we need it to be an affirmation by the entire community that this project is important and it's worthwhile for everyone to stretch their level of giving. So if I could please name those generous donors from $5,000 and up, and it's a long list, but I'll go quickly, but they deserve that recognition. First of all, to Carl Persis and his board of the Racing and Recreational Facilities District, and to the ECHO grant process. Thank goodness those two organizations exist, and thank goodness ECHO was again passed, because with their help, $400,000 of matching funds, of course we clearly more than match it, we received those two grants that helped us tremendously. Also, yes, I do. Also, I just want to recognize that some of the first donors that are here with us now were huge and generous. They walked in with big checks that we're so grateful for. Louis Heaster, quietly standing here, huge, huge supporter. Thank you so much. We're going to be proud to have your name on the building along with others. Thank you for your support. Gary Yeomans, he walked in with a large check, and we just appreciate your support so much. You're our neighbor now, you're a part of this community, you always have been, but you and Jamie and your whole family are really a part of this with us. There are Roy Gailey, Carter Electric have given so generously. Ann Burt, $250,000 in support. Huge donation, so generous. CC and Hyatt Brown, $500,000 of support. These are just huge and generous donations that we're so thankful for. So if I could just read you the remaining huge donations that we received, because they deserve to hear their name rung out loud. They deserve that. The Crotty family. Of course, I have to just throw a shout out. It's the Crotty Bar on the rooftop terrace that will be named for the Crotty family. So thank you for this. I'm just going to read the rooftop terrace is being named for CC and Hyatt Brown. Then we have the Heaster family with the Garden Pavilion. Gail Limron and Jill Simpkins. Charlie Lydecker, Chris and Charlie Lydecker. The Slicks, Tony and David Slick. Advent Health, Halifax Health. I mentioned Gary and Jill and Jamie Yeomans and their family. Farouk and Maury Husseini. The Fuchs family. Thanks, Susan. The Fuchs family. I mentioned Roy and Sherry Gailey. Larry and Kathy Slade. Susan and Bill Voges. Lynn Preston and Scenic Route. Sharon and Jeff Dahlner. Karen and John Upchurch. Dr. Tom Brown. The Shanko family. Judy and David Monaco. Ann and Charles Lichtenman. Mimi's Fine Art at SR Karat. Cheryl and Rick Lentz. Sherry and Tom Dargan. Sherry and Jeff Sweet. Carol and Steve Farmer. Mary and Jim Greenlings. Mark and Gail Salzberg. Jory and Greg Snell. Lisa and Ron Hayes. Linda and Bill Oliveri. Marion Biabi and Terry White. Victoria Jones. Julie Rand and the Pickett family. Audrey and Mary Butler. And Denise and Jim Farley. And also, if I didn't mention, along with Steve and Carol, was the Farmer Family Foundation. And along with Lewis, it's a Lewis Heaster Foundation, the Heaster Family Foundation. So please, let's give a warm and generous thank you for their generosity. And of course, you know, I consistently thank Lowell for being a part of all the things that I'm so passionate about. I'm so grateful that he provides not just the financial support for the things we believe in, but also he puts his time and energy into things well. And I honestly am not sure we could be involved in anything financially that we're not involved in personally. Like, it really means a lot to us to do things that hopefully will make a difference in our community. And that's just not writing a check. You know, that's putting your energy and time and thought and your expertise and your experience to try to help make something better if you can. And so it's my honor and privilege to introduce my better half, Lowell Lohman.
It's always nice when you have to follow behind Nancy Lohman to a podium. So I have to tell you, the thing I think that I'm the most excited about is the rooftop cabana. It's going to be here, terrace, and it's going to have weddings and all these important things in people's lives. And I think a good portion of the residents of Ormond Beach have never been in the museum, and it's this little treasure that our city has. And I get excited knowing that weddings and all the functions and social things are now going to be 3 stories up, looking down on Granada Boulevard, and how incredible that's going to be. And it's going to bring, before you can go to that bar up there that I know most of you will be attending frequently, before you go to that, you have to go through the building and see the art and the good part of Ormond Beach. But I have to tell you, Nancy always refers to Ormond as this little sparkling city by the sea, and that's exactly what Ormond is. But what a great moment, and it's very exciting, I know, for all of us. And it's just a great thing that all you girls, and you notice I don't say guys, all you girls have put together and really moved this thing on. Anyway, thank you. It's a great day today.
Oh, well, and Lowell has a little special something he would like to give us.
Nobody ever said Nancy Lohman was cheap.
So go away, Lowell. So Lowell's presenting us with the other half. We had already made a $500,000 donation, so this is an additional $500,000 donation to $1 million donation.
Oh, okay. Oh, good check.
You have a check for us, so we have a check for you. Take that check. Thank you. Yes. Thank you all so very much for joining us today. Please mark your calendars for 12 months from now. Right, Jeff? Where are you? Jeff Porter? Right, about 12 months from now, please join us for the ribbon cutting, where we look forward to having you honor with us all of the individuals whose names will be on different aspects of the building. Those individuals I just read to you, every one of you will be recognized for your generosity. Thank you very much.
Yay.